And I can actually measure the interest level of the audience. So without being very privileged that I'm a speaker, I'm very humble to know that the interest level to listen to people at this point of time is very, very low. However, in respect of the invitation that I should speak here at this forum, I will live up to that invitation. I'll just ask you a few questions. How many of you are very happy that AI changed your life? It changed your life? Raise your hands. How many of you are very happy that thank God AI is here and my school is a much better place now? How many of you are feeling good that you have a genie called AI in your hands now, because of which you feel much more empowered that you could not do something until now and now you're able to do something? 2 to 3 to 4 hands only. That actually tells me that what we are talking about, particularly AI, is it a catalyst? The word catalyst is a lovely word. It propels you into action, it propels you into a new movement, it propels you into a new zone of life altogether. But is AI that? I'm still not sure. Is AI going to really change the life and the schools and the education? I'm still not sure. Because I'm not a cynic, I'm generally a very optimist, so I'd like to make my stance very clear that I'm not the kind who's going to get very excited that AI is here. People who are selling their products based on AI outside may ask me to leave at the earliest because I'm not talking in support of AI, but however, Learning Reimagined, the conference theme, AI as a catalyst. This morning when I got the call from Shazil asking me, do you have a presentation? I must tell you, I said, no, I have no presentation. In 10 minutes, I don't need a presentation because power corrupts a politician, PowerPoint corrupts an academician. So if I have a PowerPoint, I'm constantly looking at the slides, I'm reading out from them, so I wish to discard the PowerPoint for 10 minutes. As technology accelerates our lives, many of us feel an urgent need to catch up. Take that flight and do it all. We have that fear of missing out, FOMO. But there are people, especially people like me, we would rather slow down, take a pause and reflect. What are we doing? Where are we going? Do we need this? Just because the world is hyper-amplifying the new age genie called AI, do I become like a bull in a china shop? That what do I do now? Shall I bring it here? Shall I do it there? Shall I implement it there? Or should I stop, reflect, introspect, like the sages of our past? Stay still. Just be. Don't do anything, just be. I have chosen that. And that's my agency. The title of, or the theme around which I'm talking about, the theme of the conference is Agency in Times of AI. While everybody around us is making that noise that if you didn't take the AI flight, you missed out, I would like to tell you that I don't mind missing it out. Because I want to take a pause and reflect on where do I need it, how do I need it at all? Is this going to make a huge difference in the emotional health of my students or my teachers? Is it going to make a huge difference in the physical health or the social health? Is it going to make a huge difference in the learning curve of my students? These are the questions I would like to reflect upon before jumping on that flight. In this hyperventilating world, agency is the best way to adopt. In the IB schools that I come from, we use this word agency a lot. And what does it mean? Having your own voice, having your own choice, making a very informed choice, and owning up every voice and every choice that you take up. So in this hyperventilating world about speed, I'm choosing the art of stillness. I just want to be still. Adventure in going nowhere at all. This term is actually inspired by a travel writer called Pico Iyer. If any of you are interested, you should Google him. He comes up with such witty, such interesting concepts about life. Pico Iyer, P-I-C-O, Iyer. The idea of going nowhere is as universal as the law of gravity. That's why wise souls from every tradition have spoken of it. The 17th century French mathematician and philosopher Pascal famously noted, all the unhappiness of men arises from one simple fact, that they cannot sit quietly in their chamber. And I watched that while I was sitting as an audience there. Everybody was sitting and looking into that phone while the next generation was talking. The next generation was ventilating about what they believe in AI, and each one came up with such profound points that at the end of the day, we matter, not the AI. I think those students gave us a message. But we adults are absolutely lost in this world of WhatsApp, Reels, YouTube, messages and calls, even if it is not urgent. We just want to attend to them. After Admiral Richard spent nearly 5 months alone in a shack in the Antarctic, in temperatures that sank below 70, below zero, he emerged convinced that half the confusion in the world comes from not knowing how little we need. Or, as they sometimes say around Kyoto, don't just do something, sit there. You don't have to do something all the time, just sit there, be. The amount of data humanity will collect while reading text messages in one day is 5 times greater than the amount that exists in the entire Library of Congress. I'm repeating it, try to assimilate it. The amount of data humanity will collect while reading text messages in one day is 5 times greater than the amount that exists in the entire Library of Congress. Anyone reading it will take in as much information today as Shakespeare took in his entire lifetime. Researchers in the new field of interruption science, there's something called interruption science, have found that it takes an average of 25 minutes to recover from a phone call. Yet, such interruptions come every 11 minutes, which means we are never caught up with our lives. And the more facts come streaming on us, the less time we have to process any one of them. The one thing technology doesn't provide us with is a sense of how to make the best use of technology. Put another way, the ability to gather information, which used to be so crucial, is now far less important than the ability to sift through it. One of the greatest surprises I gathered is that the people who seem wisest about the necessity of placing limits on the newest technologies are often precisely the ones who help develop those technologies, which have bulldozed over so many of the limits of the old. The very people, in short, who have worked to speed up the world are the same ones most sensitive to the virtue of slowing down. It is interesting to note that 2 people at Google in California, the chief evangelist for Google, as his business card would read, is an Indian who calls himself a Yogler. And the Yogler program whereby the many Googlers who practice yoga could actually be trained to teach it. And the seasoned software engineer beside him who ran a celebrated and popular 7-week program called Search Inside Yourself, whose curriculum had shown more than 1,000 Googlers the quantifiable scientific evidence that meditation could lead not just to clearer thinking and better health, but to emotional intelligence. Many in Silicon Valley observe an internet Sabbath. Has any one of you ever tried switching off your phone at least for 15 minutes in a day? Because if you want your mental health to be preserved, the most important thing is switching off. And the people at Google in California have something called an internet Sabbath, a Sunday for internet. They will not switch on the internet from Friday afternoon till Monday morning. They have a life. And what do? I think it's like oxygen for us. The phone is always in our hands. There is now a meditation room in every building on the General Mills campus in Minneapolis, and Congressman Tim Ryan leads his colleagues in the House of Representatives in the sessions of sitting still, reminding them that if nothing else, it's been found by scientists that meditation can lower blood pressure, help boost our immune system, and even change the architecture of our brains. This has no more to do with religion or any other kind of doctrine than a trip to the health club might. 1/3 of American companies now have stress reduction programs. How many of you have it for your staff, your teachers or your staff? Stress reduction program. And the number is increasing by the day, in part because workers find unclogging their mind's arteries to be so exhilarating. The computer chip maker Intel experimented with a quiet period of 4 hours every Tuesday, during which 300 engineers and managers were asked to turn off their email and phones and put up do not disturb signs on their office doors in order to make space for thinking time. The response proved so enthusiastic that the company inaugurated an 8-week program to encourage clearer thinking. World Health Organization has been widely quoted as stating that stress will be the health epidemic of the 21st century. And why am I emphasizing on this art of stillness? First technology, next internet, and soon WhatsApp and social media, and now AI. There'll always be changes in the world. But what you do about these changes is your agency. There is a saying in Hindi, "Sau chuve khake billi hajko chali." Okay? If I have to bring it to the local context here, do any number of sins, go to Ganga and wash it. What has Australia done? Banned social media for teenagers. What has Sweden done? Reverted back to printed textbooks. What are the Western countries doing now? Banning this or banning that. Why? They have done it all, and seen the damage of it all, and realized that we need to preserve humans, not promote only technology. And we in India are still wanting to explore all that because we will not learn unless we burn our hands. So if AI has to remind us, now I have a friend who told me the other day that his son switches on the Google map even to go home. So he says, imagine a day when my son has to switch on the Google map to go home. That means he's not using his own brains anymore. My daughter gifted me a bottle, which reminds me that I have to drink water every 15 minutes. A light comes on. I told her, thank you very much. I know my throat tells me when I need to drink water. My son-in-law gifted me another thing that tells me, another ring, which I can wear on my index finger, which tells me that my sleep has been sufficient or insufficient. So keeping all this in mind, all I want to tell you all is that preserve yourself. Technology, internet, social media, WhatsApp, anything, AI, anything could be there. But I think most important, like how the young students on the stage told us, preserve yourself, your mental health. We need people with peace in their mind, harmony in their hearts to make a better world. On that note, thank you very much.